Much better? So you can take a nap if you want. It's one of the last sessions, so yeah, I understand that you're tired, you want to go home. You press the button of recording already? Okay, good. So should we start? Yes? Okay, how do you are enjoying Drupal Camp Belgium? Is coming to an end. I hope that you have a lot of fun. I'm gonna be really quick, don't be afraid. So we're gonna talk about creating enterprise level editorial experiences for Drupal 8 using React. So after, I guess you've been in the Preston keynote. So more or less this will, you can consider this as a continuation of what he been talking. Also I'm gonna show you like a couple of demos. They can inspire you. So, but first a little bit of a spam about me. That's me, Ruben Teijeiro. That's my Twitter handle. You can just send all the complaints and all the critics about the session there to my Twitter handle. And you can find me in Drupal.org as well with the same Teijeiro. Okay. So I'm running also the Drupal Heroes. I don't have the stickers this time, but I'm gonna print more. Okay. So I've seen some people have the stickers in their laptop. Yes. So also I'm running together with Floris, Drupal.surf. We did a surf camp just before Drupal Dev Days in Lisbon, and it was really a success. You can see just a picture of the participants, and it was really good. So the next one is going to be Drupal Camp Spain next year. So stay tuned. We're going to organize more stuff. And I work for Widgets Internet. That is a Drupal shop in Frankfurt, and they have an office in southern Spain. And yeah, we do really cool things with Drupal and also with React. So no more spam. Let's talk about the decoupling. So as Preston was talking today, multi-channel, how to expose the content in different, let's say, channels. So decoupling is all about multi-channel. So that's the purpose. The content is changing. Also, the internet is changing. There are different ways to provide the content, and you can see a few samples. It can be like even from analogic, let's say from a newspaper, magazine, or even a letter, or you can just start, go to the digital world where you have like the websites, digital signage and all that stuff. So important thing is that we have to distribute the content across the different touch points. That's important. You have different devices with a screen, without the screen. This is really, it's getting tricky. So we are not building websites anymore. We are building, let's say, platforms, or web platforms. And also, we have to distribute the content about the different devices, as I said. There are like devices without a browser, like for example the Apple Watch, or even this Internet of Things thingy. So they don't consume, so they consume data, but they don't provide the data in a display. Okay, so that's really tricky to do because when we are building websites, we think that we are building websites for screens, but that's not the case anymore. Okay, so the way we work is changing. So another thing is the content should be consistent, and it should be provided in a seamless way. So that means that when you are, let's say that you have a campaign, you are publishing content, it's important that you publish the content in your different touch points at the same time. Okay, and with the same quality, and so providing a good experience for your customers. So how you do that, I'll explain it later. So that's what we call a seamless digital experience, and that's all the, let's say, ecosystem of platforms that you are going to work with in your company. Okay, and if you are not doing that right now, I'm not saying that you're wrong, but maybe you're missing part of the customer journey. Okay, it's important your customers have different, touch point to get in to interact with your brand. Okay. So like a newsletter, like your website, your e-commerce platform, let's say CRM or pick your poison. Marketing automation platforms, social media. Yeah. So yeah, so how we just create this seamless digital experience where all visitors, can follow a journey that is pleasant, and also they don't get lost when they interact with our channels. So first, we need a CMS, content management system. Drupal is a content management system, but it's starting to be something like more API driven. Okay, that's one of the reasons of the decouple thinking. So it's important to have a platform to manage content. Drupal is doing a really good job for managing content, but the idea of presenting the content is what it's getting, bad. But not only presenting it, is for editors, how to create content. Okay, that's where I'm gonna go. So also it's important that it's interactive and it scales, and also the last part is intuitive, like user-friendly. So because in the end, all platforms are going to be used by humans, okay, not by developers. Okay, we are developers, we build stuff, but we build those for humans. The problem with Drupal is getting really complex for humans. So that's the thing, we need to make it more accessible. So yeah, one of the things is what we're gonna do now. So are we gonna change everything? So when you want to revamp or refactor some system in your company, people will get scared because a lot of people is scared about change, and change is complex, and also you can take a lot of risk if something goes wrong. Let's say like you just revamp part of your checkout process in your e-commerce platform, something goes wrong, people can't buy anything, your sales are dropping miserably, then you go bankrupt. So that's the thing. Yeah, that's the real thing. So another thing, you need to talk with your stakeholders, all the people involved in using your platforms. That means that all the people, not only your customers, that they are the ones consuming your content or using the platform, but also the editors. Okay, the editors are part of the stakeholders, and and you have to align those changes. You have to align them with the strategy of the company. So still communication is key here. Important is start small. As I said, don't try to make a big change in your platforms. Try to just let's say revamp one key part of your platform. As the same example as I said before, e-commerce platform. Let's say that the checkout process is complex. You need something more user-friendly, less steps, in filling the forms or whatever. Something that is going to attract more customers, and they're going to buy quicker. So try to just think about one key thing in your platform that you would like to improve, and that's where you start decoupling. Okay. I will come back to the different ways of decoupling later on. Another thing is editors. Coming back to the main stakeholder when they are using your platforms, is editors. They know, platforms to create content. Let's say Medium or BuzzFeed. They really know that there are platforms where they can create content easily. A lot of examples or a lot of comparison with WordPress, for example, with Drupal. So it's always people refer to Drupal like complex, and WordPress is easier to use. So again, user experience is in key, and the editors, they should be happy when they use our platforms. So they really expect the same from Drupal, and actually we can do it. So I don't think that there is something that we can't do with Drupal nowadays. The problem is the amount of time, the effort that we have to put on making editors happy, and that's the thing. So when we work in a website, we only care about how it looks like in the end for the end users. We don't care about the editors. So they go to Drupal interface and they find really complex forms that they have to fill, maybe multiple steps just to do something. So that's pretty annoying. One of the samples, who knows paragraphs? good. Everybody's using paragraphs. So editors love paragraphs. It's a good thing. You can also structure your content in small blocks, or let's say containers of content, and it's easy to understand, and then you can do wonderful things on the front end. But this is a project with multiple paragraphs, and you identify where you have to put the content in this endless form. Seriously, is this beautiful? Is this beautiful for an editor? Seriously? Yes. I don't really know where am I now. So should what happens if I press that button? Or when you have to rearrange the paragraphs, dragging and drop to this endless, form is impossible. I just make the zoom like smaller, and then I just drag it and then make the. Seriously, why we build in this kind of crap? Okay. Actually, it's this one of my projects. So, but still, they're like different because content, it can be text, but also it can be media. So another example about an interface. This case is a good case. This is a media browser for I guess it's a. Don't remember. It's a magazine in UK or a newspaper in UK. I don't remember the name now. But this is, for example, how you just browse media in a proper interface. So this. More or less is easy to understand, and you really focus only what you want to see, that are the pictures. Okay? There is no audio, but there's not saying anything interesting. Okay? So this is a good example about an interface for where you can, consume content. In this case, there are pictures. Then you can. I want to upload a picture, so I don't really go and click in a button like I want to create a picture or upload it. Just drag and drop, and then you tag it. You have all the info there in the site. Also, you can crop it. So this is more or less what editors will expect from us to build. Okay. And then you just drop in the content. Yes, that's much better. Okay, let's go to the next. I have a lot of videos to show you. Another example is Elementor. Who knows Elementor already? It's like a library that you can just use as a third party, and then you can create beautiful layouts easily. I guess it comes from WordPress, from the WordPress world. But it's a really beautiful approach. That high, I guess. So more or less, this is what we really expect, from a beautiful, piece of software like Drupal. So yeah, sadly, it's a third party. It's a library that you use as a third party. You connect it with Drupal, and it just ingests all the markup when you drag and drop stuff. Okay, but still, we can do something like that. This is an interface. Not really for creating content, but I really like the idea, and I met the guy in Drupal Europe in Darmstadt this year, and it's an interesting way of also helping editors to manage their content. Does anyone know Content Calendar already? No? Oh, but you're gonna love this.
So Content Calendar is a calendar view of basically all your Drupal content. You can scroll through the months, you can jump to a specific month. You can also filter, change the year view. And what's cool about it, you can add new contents directly on the calendar view. For example, you can add content and you can configure your own custom content types with the plus sign here. So let's do that. Let's add a new note on the 3rd of October. So I hit notes, I fill it up and I save. And yes, it will be stored in the specific date. And maybe now I decide, well, the 3rd was wrong, so I can drag and drop and reschedule any content I already planned or I already have. And if you look closer to the teaser view, what you'll see here is the image of the author. You get the name of the content type, you get the node title, you get the workflow state of that node, and you get editing buttons, delete, and duplicate buttons. So that's the calendar view.
Cool, no?
The 3rd tab is called Content Kanban. Content Kanban is think about it like a to-do list. So you get all the workflow states as columns and all the contents based on the status. And you can move the contents between the states just by using drag and drop. It's very cool, very fun.
A draft is going to be
so
needs review, no, or is published. These are the different steps. So yeah, and it has some analytics stuff and whatever. So this module is already in Drupal.org. You can just give it a try, just install and go. And it's exactly what Lucas showed. Seriously, it's a really cool way of managing your content. Marketers love this one. I have a customer that when they saw this this demo, they say, yeah, this is what we want. They're managing a lot of content. They really need to keep track the status of the content. When it's a draft, then it needs review. It's already reviewed and it's ready for publishing, and now it's published. These statuses, but not only that. You have a calendar where you have a clear view when your content is going to be published or unpublished or that stuff. That's another way how you can provide a beautiful interface for humans, for our customers, for our users or editors. But there is still more crap. Look at this. Drupal Gutenberg. Anyone knows Gutenberg from WordPress? Yes? How many WordPress people are here? I do WordPress as well. Yes. So, Gutenberg, it comes from WordPress as well. Really cool ideas are coming from WordPress because there is a lot of creativity in how to improve user experience. So now we have Gutenberg as well in Drupal. This is a real demo where you just, you can just click and you can just add new widgets. You can see that this plus button allows you to add a new widget, and there you select one of the widgets that are available. Even layouts with different columns, or even a single call to action button. The only problem with Gutenberg, that I guess is one of the things that people is not liking, even in the WordPress world, is adding really crappy markup into the page. But the rest is pretty cool. You have this kind of aligning elements and everything. You have the properties of every element on the right. It's a really good way of managing your content, not with these ugly forms. And this is a real, what you see is what you get, because actually you're building the page, you're seeing how it works. More stuff. DX8. Does anyone know it? No? There's a company in UK that did this beautiful thing using paragraphs. Okay. What you're seeing on the side are the different widgets that you drag and drop, and then you rearrange them like what you do with the paragraphs, but a little bit more beautiful. Still, in the end, it's a little bit messy. You will see it now, but but it more or less it creates this beautiful layout. Okay, this is some commercial bullcrap. More commercial bullcrap. You will see more now. you can see, it's based in Drupal 8. It's just using what Drupal 8 offers and paragraphs. So you have it there. So you select the paragraph that you want to add, you add it, and you edit it, drag and drop. You edit the properties, you can drop an image. More or less it's the same project that I showed you with paragraphs, the crappy one, but with a better interface. Another sample, I mean, not super fancy. I'm going to show you something much better later. But yeah, another fancy thing that offers a real experience for editors. Okay, this is OpenStory. This is from Soptescu, Romania. It's an interesting approach. I'll show you. So this is how you browse your content. You have also integration with analytics and some stuff there. Yeah. This is, for example, how you browse your images. This is a Decoupling solution. This is building Angular. And yeah, this is how you compose your pages. Everything is an Angular application on top of Drupal 8. Yeah. You can have a look. The demo is out there in openstory.io. You can give it a try as well. And hacks. This is a little bit, let's say, also is using some specific, call it markup, and injects the markup in Drupal. The project is out there. It's under active development. It works to have a look. I'm not really happy with it, but it's a good approach as well.
Whether that's a content management system, learning management system, what have you, and drag and drop my file and get asked, would you like this to be saved somewhere?
With hacks, since it's in one page, you can identify the things that you want to use. So if you want to use images, or if you want to upload a video, you want to have the text or the transcriptions on the page, you can upload all those pieces easily.
Would you like this to be presented as a link or an inline PDF or whatever, instead of right now where you have, I got to go figure out where to place this file, I got to set permissions correctly, I need to know enough HTML in order to make it show up. All things that I'm going to be judged on if I'm a faculty member that I really shouldn't need to know.
They like it more just because they can be part of that process, whereas before some things were a little bit harder for them to use because they're not as comfortable with the technology. A lot of times once they were done writing content, and I kind of moved on my own, we can kind of do this collaboratively. Just because the technology is a lot easier to use. What used to take, say, 3 or 4 steps now takes 1, because it is all in that one kind of page format where you can select which pieces you want to use.
So we really ultimately don't want people going anywhere.
So the same, just there is a demo in the Drupal.org project. You can just have a look. You can test the demo by yourself. It has endless possibilities, but still, as I said, it just uses this hacks markup language, okay, that I'm not really happy with. But the approach is also really good, how you just can modify the layout visually, like real, what you see is what you get. Glazed, that's another thingy that came from WordPress. It's like a layout builder. It's pretty impressive as well.
Drupal is a powerful CMS, but out of the box, it doesn't provide a great experience for content editors, designers, and marketers. That's why we created Glazed Builder, a visual page editor for Drupal 8 and 7.
Actually, this guy approached me in Drupal Europe because I was presenting the other videos and I didn't present his platform. So then he told me, oh, you forgot mine. I said, okay, then I added for the next. This is pretty cool as well. create layouts, 2 columns, 3 columns, you have widgets. It's using more or less the same approach as the other layout thing. You can see you can insert blocks, views. Pretty much what Layout Builder in Drupal core is able to do that, and maybe, yeah, currently. So that's more or less the approach that we are following. You can see, the plus button where you can add some sections. You can also define in the section is 2 columns, 3 columns. So right now in the Drupal core we have something pretty similar. It needs a little bit of work still, but yeah. It's getting there. Also, you can the same. You can just place blocks. That could be views or custom blocks or whatever. You place them around. So the thing, no more videos. So first thing is one of the most annoying things for editors or for users in general is page refreshes. So it's really annoying when you say, I want to edit a typo in the title, and you have to go edit. Page load, fix the typo, press save, another page load, So it's much better when you just use, let's say, the quick edit feature, where you click and done, and it saves automatically, no page refreshes. It's just one request, to update in the database the title, done. So that's how it should be, not this kind of tedious process of loading. Also, it's expensive, Every time that you load the page, you have to reload everything when you only want to edit the title. Sometimes it's ridiculous. So this thing, page refreshes are common in general in Drupal. Also, one of the issues with the editors, they spend a lot of time creating the content that pisses them off. So I understand that editors don't really want to use Drupal to create their content. So sometimes they just go to Google Docs or whatever they create it and then copy paste. Actually, I do that. Who do that as well? When they create content, it's really annoying. So it's not user friendly. And yeah. And the thing is, happy editors, they create better content. When you are, in a good interface and you become creative, and then you start to build beautiful pages, beautiful blog posts, and then you are more engaged with the platform. So the result is beautiful, it's more useful. And content is king. So whatever we put out there, every website needs content. And content is what search engines are indexing, and content is what is attracting people to your websites. So still, we're coming back to, if you don't have happy editors, you have shitty content, then your website is useless. Okay? So, coming back to Drupal again, yeah, we can have the best piece of software ever in the world, but yeah, if the human beings are not able to use it or they're not satisfied with it, it's gonna be empty. They're not gonna use it. Actually, I deliver a lot of projects where they didn't create content in years, so it's like an empty website. Yep. So coming to the Decoupling, how we can just improve the user interfaces in Drupal. So as you can see, a few of the samples that I put in the videos, they were Decoupling solutions, or even third-party libraries that we can consider like Decoupling. Yep. So the thing is, we need Drupal to expose the data in APIs, so we can just consume it, and then we can just alter it, edit, okay? And also in one single request, not so many page loads. Single request, we just alter the data, save, done. So these are the different levels when you are in a headless architecture. And yeah, what it allows you is to separate the content management from the delivery and from the presentation. Okay, in the content management is where the editors are. Content delivery, we can consider that is the API. Then the presentation is up to you. As we discussed in the beginning of the presentation, yeah, it depends if you are going to use an, wearable or an Internet of Things thingy, a signage, or or even a website in a mobile phone or in a desktop. More or less, Preston did a really good explanation about these different scenarios. So this is a table where it compares, traditional CMSs with the headless CMSs and the decouple. Actually, I don't know how people just differentiate between headless and decouple. So I did this table just more or less to explain it. Yeah, and again, it's different phases from the content management to the delivery and presentation. I'm gonna share these slides, so you don't really need to take pictures or yeah. So, now the best part. No more videos, but demo. How much time do I have still?
16 minutes and 30 seconds.
16. Oh, perfect. Then I'm going to have a few demos. So, let's check if everything goes well. Can you see this? With my big head in the middle? Well, you can see it. No? Yes. So this is a clean installation of Drupal using the Umami profile installation. You all know Umami as well? Yes, good. You know that Cristina is there and she working the design of this? Actually, she has one of the recipes, this one. Crema catalana. Okay, let's go back to the demo. Now I'm going to give you this demo first. Yeah, I prefer to leave this one for the next one. Okay, this is the couple application that we built. It's built in React, Drupal 8 as a backend, and a shit ton of paragraphs. I'm going to show you later the real thing. So right now this is a page builder. So you activate this thingy here, this little thingy, then you have this edit, edit components when you edit the page itself. Then you can drag and drop the multiple widgets that we created. Let's say that I want to create like a text and image thingy. You just drag and drop. It automatically creates a placeholder, and I say, yeah, but I don't want it here because this was my beautiful header. And I can do like this, and it automatically splits. And I have this reader thing here, but I say, oh, but I want to edit it. The problem is you can't edit now because it's just a placeholder, so you have to save the page structure. So it automatically triggers a request, okay, using the React post. And in this case, maybe it's an update request. Now the placeholder is created, so you can start editing it. So, Drupal camp was awesome. This audience is great. They are not taking naps. And I can do some beautiful Drupal surf camp. Let's put this one. Yep, and now I say done. Another sample. I'm gonna do it quickly. For example, the mood board, I like it. Just drag and drop the mood board down. I want it down. Okay. Still, I save it. This is just as a component with multiple images. You can select the number of images here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see how you immediately get an idea about how your layout is gonna end up. Okay, let's use 3 images, so it's not gonna take forever. And then I edit the image. I'm really bad doing these demos, seriously. Then we drag this one here, down. You can see still there are a few clicks. So we are trying to reduce the amount of clicks that we use, in these interfaces. So we make a better experience, because now I have to click there. So actually I upload it, I want to save it because I upload it, So, but it requires another click. So those are the things that we should try to optimize to offer a better result. So Yeah, that's all. There are a lot of, already, you can edit 16 ones. Okay, and you can see immediately what you see is what you get. So this is the page. So let's go to the backend. This is exactly the Drupal 8 backend. I can go to content. And this is the page I was editing. Now let's see what is in reality. Remember the video of the endless scrolling thingy? So it's part of this. So you can see, there look all the options, some crap here. This is the mood board I created. You can see it here. What is this? Now I lost. That is the thing. Where the hell is this? Just seriously, it's here. Yeah, so this is the mood board I created. The locket thingy is to avoid when two people are editing the same page. And then you can see endless form. And there's some mood board, let me see, there are parameters for the 3 or the 4 images. So, yeah, this is the difference between editing in this interface and editing in using the Drupal admin interface with paragraphs. I show you the paragraph types as well. You can see that there are a shit ton of them. You can create more, and then you just style them on the front end. But more or less, this is how it works. Any questions about this demo?
So for the edit content with UX, it's a full control. We don't see any fields, Drupal fields. But behind we use paragraph. There is a risk to use a simple body field to store everything at the end.
You mean in this case, for example, where you have this? Yeah, it's a simple body field with the markup. In this case, what we do is we strip off the markup. For example, I added some styles here. We can go back and check it out. So you can see how the text editor is, what it is now. Seriously, here. Yeah, these are the styles. So I added the strong here, and this is an H5. This answers your question?
I was more talking about storing the data.
Everything. You know what happened? The idea is you really need structured data, because then when you are working in, let's say, in an API context, as I said, maybe you want to edit the title, or you want to edit only this part. So you just put everything in a text area. It's like you need to edit all the text area. So it's better to have a structured data, also for search, also for SEO, for semantic web, a lot of reasons for not putting everything in the WYSIWYG editor. This makes more sense than if you just place all the deep stuff, like it happens sometimes in some websites that I have seen, that they use let's say the layout, they build the layout inside the editor. That's terrible. That's more or less one of the things that Gutenberg does. Okay, they put all the layout inside, so there is not a structured data there. Or for a migration, for these kind of things, is a pain in the ass. Okay, more questions? No. Let's switch to the other demo. So after working in this project, as I said, this is cool, but you still have to click here, do your edits, some blah 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 blah, and then click again. So we wanted to go for to go further. So during Drupal Europe, we have a meeting with Matt, the guy from Commerce Guys. And we try to, investigate how we can just contribute to the JavaScript modernization initiative and how we can just make the interfaces much better. So something that will help editors to go there, click, edit, and go. So this is a sample of the module working. The module is called Editable module. It's in drupal.org/project/editable. It's still in a real alpha version. It's alpha 13 right now. But you can give it a try, okay? If you have any issues installing it or whatever, just ping me, okay? I can help you with it. Actually, I'm writing the documentation for the module right now. So what it does, the editable module, what it does is insert some data attributes in the fields that you want. You have to configure which fields. For example, for this demo purpose, I only did the data attributes for the title of the articles. So this is an article, this title has the data attributes. So let's have a look. You can see, where is this? You have it here, data editable. This is the attribute. Can you see it? I put it more. Yeah. This is the data editable attribute. You can see that there is some stuff like note, the bundle is an article, and UUID. So this is what we really need to be sure which entity we want to edit. Okay. In this case, we're gonna edit the title of this note. How we do it is super quick. It's super easy. So let me refresh this. So when you click on the title, it just switches to a text field, and then you can just do Drupal can get is almost, but it's almost over here. And you can see every time that I type, so it's doing current save, so it's auto saving everything that you type. So after doing this, you should click out and change to the title. I didn't finish that yet. I was so busy in the party yesterday. So still, but it works, and I'm gonna show you how it works. So we go to the article. This is the article. You can see it here. I edit it, and then we go to the revisions. Who is Megan calling? What the heck? Okay, and we can see the revisions here. So you can see how I typed this G thingy, and then yes, how I got back to this, and you can see every time was saving a new revision of that thing. So more or less this is how it works. I'm gonna show you again with so because I don't see that you are super impressed. So let's try. Here, so I'm seeing the article, so it's injecting in every title, okay, in every title field for the article bundle. So if I click here, I can edit this. I edit this. But I can edit this as well. Okay. And then if I click here, I continue editing. I edit more stuff. Okay. I can continue endless. Are you bored yet? Okay, and if you don't trust me, we go to content, and you can see how all the notes have been edited. Good? Not impressed, no applause, no nothing? So yeah, this is the current situation. I mean, everybody's just brainstorming how we can do this better. As I show you in the videos, everyone thinks what is the best way to do it. We copy ideas from other platforms, like Sitecore or WordPress or even Adobe Experience Manager. Still, there is a lot of things to do. But these kind of samples, bring some light to, to editors to see, okay, at least Drupal doesn't suck so much. So maybe in a few months, or in a few versions more, then we can offer something better. But this is the thing. Questions? Do you want to see anything else? We have time still, huh?
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Why do you create always new revisions? Creating a new revision just for an autosave state, to say, is pretty expensive operation actually. So there is this autosave form module there, which doesn't create new revisions but uses a temporary store. So why don't you have such a similar solution?
As I said, it's an alpha version. We did it like in some spare time, and it was just a brainstorm idea that we did in the sprints in Drupal Europe. So it's not a final product yet.
You probably would take a look at the autosave form module for Drupal 8, and you probably might improve it somehow.
Autosave.
Form. Autosave underscore form.
Okay, thank you for the hint.
It's
Good.
my module.
Good. This is shameless auto-promo, seriously, in my session? No, thank you. Good, good. No, I know that, every revision for every change is a lot of cost in the database.
Yeah, just take a look, and if you want to, we can cooperate and somehow integrate both stuff.
Yeah, great, thank you. More stuff. We still have 1 minute. Huh? You really want to go, I know. Christina?
Where is this development happening? Is in Drupal.org?
Yeah, in Drupal.org we have the editable module. Yeah, the previous demo that I showed is a customer project that we did. We plan to open source part of the components, but we really, we really want to revamp everything because the project we started in Angular, then we have to switch to React. It was a mess, and now you don't really want to see that. So really, we want to open source, parts, so people can reuse it. If not, everything is garbage, trust me. But the editable module, the development is happening in Drupal.org, and we are going to continue improving it because it's part of that stuff is going to go into Drupal Commerce for the checkout process and some stuff. Okay, so this is the secret agenda. You.
Yeah, I mean, with the moderation, this is a bit tricky because you cannot.
But we can't fulfill the 100% of the cases.
Yeah.
I mean, every solution has its own purpose. In this case, what you really want is to offer a click-and-go, solution for editors to just,
Yeah.
But still, the moderation is not going to be an issue as long as you have proper permissions set, and we will add some stuff in the module itself as well. So it's not going to allow you to click because you don't have access to. We can do this kind of checkings. In the data attributes, we can also add the role, and then you just check if the role is proper or not. These kind of things.
What's the difference between this and the quick edit?
Yeah, this is like let's say a replacement of quick edit. I can visualize like this can replace quick edit. Because
isn't that in core?
Yes. So quick edit is in core. But
it has to be replaced, or?
I can tell you that the quick edit is not really maintainable. The code is really ugly and it's complex, and we did it in a rush, and also it's using parts of Backbone and Underscore. And I'm pretty sure that we are not going to use Backbone and Underscore in future Drupal releases. Probably we're going to switch to Ember, React, or I don't know what they're going to do. So quick edit is going to die sooner or later.
Okay.
Yeah, so sad for the people that invested a shit ton of time building it, seriously.
Is it somewhere available so we can play around with it?
For the editable,
Yeah.
you have to install it yourself.
But the thing we did was with
This is my local computer. But you can just spin up a Drupal 8 installation, install the editable module, and I can share some. Actually, when you enable the editable module, I show you. You don't really need to do that much stuff. So you just download the module. You have to install a couple of thingies that are explained here. Set up Composer with the asset packaging. So that means that it's gonna install the npm assets when you do npm install and download the whole internet. Okay, it's gonna put it in a /. Yeah, seriously, that's modern web development. Okay, so it puts all the crappy libraries in the slash libraries, so it can be maintained using some composer. I don't know. I don't really know about this shit. But after reading this, documentation and installing the module, you will have some sample. This one, the starting module, is a good place to start. You have some description of the code. As I said, I'm also working in the documentation. Don't worry, if I can do that, you can do that, seriously. And there is a view mode now, and also there was a block. Let me find the block. Let me put it in the sidebar, for example. There should be editable. Yeah, editable starter block. So I put it there. Let me save, and then you go back to here. Actually, there is no sidebar, so I have to. Where is the sidebar? Yeah, there is a sidebar, no? Yes. Right here. Then it should be down. It's here. Okay. So this block automatically lets you to do stuff. So what it does is it edits the node title, but here in the block. So it's like this should work. And I save, and I refresh the page. Okay, that's what it does. So have a look at the module, read the code. If you have any questions, just drop me a line. We can talk about it. Good?